Guys, welcome back to the channel. As always, good to see you. I know you're gonna love today's video because it's gonna show you how to increase profit in your business, which is why we're all in business in the first place. How are we gonna do this? Right there, time. Time saved, if utilized doing profitable tasks, increases income. So let's take a traditional wholesaler that just got in the business. They quit their 50K a year job. They ran out into the wholesaling world and they did very well. They did 12 deals. My market average deal is about $10,000 for a wholesaler. Let's say they did 12 deals, 10K a piece, 120K last year, and they just spent $20,000 running their business. So they net 100 grand, right? They doubled their income. They're living that real estate lifestyle, but not that multi-million-dollar lifestyle they quit their job to have. So how do we get from 1 deal a month to 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 to 6, right? How do we grow our business? 2 different ways to do this, guys. Be more efficient and more resourceful with the time, energy, and resources that you have, or increase time for that year. So how do we do this? How do we increase time? I'm gonna give you 3 really good ways to do it, but ultimately it comes from changing your thinking. You have to have a seconds mentality. What I mean is, you need to learn how to take each task that you're doing throughout the day and shave off seconds. Because if you can take, I don't know, an email that normally takes you 10 minutes and 32 seconds to do, and you can now do it in 7 minutes and 14 seconds, all those little seconds add up throughout the day, throughout the year, and your income will go up, especially if you train your team and your employees to do the same. So you can either get better and more resourceful and more efficient, changing your marketing campaign, doing different marketing strategies, buying a more targeted list. You know, there's lots of different things you can do that are more efficient that will increase your income as well, or you can free up your time. So let's see what 3 main things I've done in my business that a lot of people have done that have massively increased their profits. Number 1, the phone. This is a very, very important one. We call our phones the millionaire maker, because if you understand how to use this correctly, because real estate professionals live with their phone in their hand, if you use this correctly, your income will go up dramatically. So how do we take a phone call from 15 minutes and 12 seconds down to 7 minutes and 12 seconds? Or to 1 minute and 35 seconds, right? Which would be optimal. We want to shave off as much time on each call, but get the same desired result both times. So if we get the exact same result, but spend less time doing it, you are a better entrepreneur than your competition. So here's how we do it. Number 1, first off, take all those phone calls, go back over last month and look at all the phone calls you had, go through your phone records, see how long they were, see if you can find any that you could have just completely avoided in the first place, right? Phone calls that meant nothing. Phone calls with friends or family members that just dragged on way too long or that you didn't even need to have. Just eliminate those completely, right? We do not need to waste time if you want to be successful as an entrepreneur, especially in a competitive market like we have now. The second way is to take the exact same phone call that you have, not sacrificing the desired result, but just get it off quicker, and that's gonna help you increase your time. So let's say you have a lender or a business partner who's calling you, and you know that they're very long-winded and they take 20, 30 minutes every time you get on the phone with them, and you can't get off because you don't want to insult them. So we have to frame this call. We have to frame the call before the call starts. And here's how you get in and off the phone quickly. When the phone rings and you see it's John Smith, and John Smith takes a lot of time to get his one point out across, because when people call you, they usually have 1 or 2 things that they want to bring up to you. They don't just simply have this giant list of 100 things that they're going to go through. They're calling you with 1 or 2 quick things they want to share with you or ask you, and then they're moving on. Some of them, right? Some of them just keep talking and talking and talking, and that's what we're trying to avoid without insulting them. So when John calls, you pick up, you see the phone call coming, you say, "Hey John, you caught me at a really busy time. I'm running in somewhere right now. How can I help you? I have just a few minutes." So what you've just done is you frame the situation, letting him know that you just have a few minutes. So now he's gonna come direct to the point. He's gonna say, "Well, I was calling you because I have a question over this property." Okay, you answer the question, you say, "Okay, great, John, I'm glad I could help you, but like I told you before, I'm running in somewhere here real quick, I gotta hop off the phone." You just answered his question, you benefit yourself by reducing the time on the call, and you didn't insult that person, because normally what happens, you all know this, you get on the call and you get stuck. And they keep talking and talking and talking. You're trying to find a spot. Say, hey, John, can I got to go right now. But that's rude, right? And we don't want to butt in, because once they start going, it's hard to get them to stop. Some people don't ever let you get a word in, right? So we're trying to frame the call early on to get off this call as quick as possible, but still answer his question or her question and not insult the person who's calling, if that makes sense. So you're going to free up a ton of time, because in real estate, we're on the phone all the time. If you can do this, it's going to make your profits go up. Car. This is a big one, guys, especially for new investors. When those leads start coming in, you don't get a lot of them, and you get a lead an hour away. And what do most new investors do? Before they ask, how much is it? How much do you want for it? Can I see some photos of it? Are you the only one on title that has to sign the contract? Are you even gonna be there? Some people just drive across town and get to a house and the homeowner's not even there. Guys, you have to get better at pre-screening these leads. We only monetized last year in our office about 1 out of every 15 phone calls that came into the office. That means 14 out of 15 times, it's a waste of time, right? Unless you put them in a follow-up system and get those deals later. But on direct contact, guys, you're not likely to rush right out to the house and get the deal. So you need to pre-screen it, ask for photos, find a little bit more information out, at least find out what they want for the property, because if they want 100 grand, the house is worth 50, why are you driving across town? Because once you hop in that car and go across town, you're about to waste half a day. If you don't get that deal, you get stuck in traffic, you go spend time with the homeowner, and it's just a time suck, right? I see investors make mistakes in the car all the time. Landlords who want to show their properties, they go 20 minutes to the property and back to show it to a tenant, potential tenant, and they do that 20 times each property they have before the property gets rented out. This is one of the biggest mistakes landlords make. Do not go show your own properties. Put it on a lockbox. Don't live in fear. They're not going to damage your property, and if they do and someone steals from you or they damage it, you should have insurance on the property, so it shouldn't even be a big deal. But if you're going out to show your owner finance properties or show your rental properties, you're wasting a ton of time. So take how many hours you spent doing that last year, figure out what your hourly rate is, calculate that up, and I bet you it's a lot more than you think it is, right? So we need to be more efficient in the car. We're trying to shave as many minutes and seconds off of our business tasks that we can every single day. And here's the last one, guys. Oh yeah, you know it, I hate the television. It is my mortal enemy, even though I still watch TV a little bit here and there, but not too much, right? Everybody needs a little unwinding from time to time. But this addiction that our country has and the world actually has, where people are watching 5, 6, 7 hours of TV a day to erase the stress of their life, to implement a way to have absence of thinking, this is just, it's dangerous, right? It's very dangerous that if you get up early in the morning, you watch TV while you're getting ready for work or taking your kids to school, and then during lunchtime, you're at a restaurant, you're watching TV, or when you get home from work at 5:01, the first thing you do is turn the television on and you watch it straight to 10, 11, 12 o'clock at night, and then you go to sleep and you do it again. This is a pattern that we're seeing all across the world right now. People are just consumed with a television addiction. It's easy to plug in to escape, right? And this is gonna really hurt your chance of being successful. 1 hour a day, you hear me say this all the time, just 1 hour a day saved by 365 days a year. If you're working 40 hours a week to do those 12 deals, 120K a year, right? 365 hours a year divided by a 40-hour work week is equivalent to over 2 months of a 40-hour work week. So you just increase your income over $20,000 just on a simple time savings. If you're taking that same time and you're using it, spending that time on the same profitable task that you got 1 deal a month, right? So you're increasing your deal flow by shaving off time. It's very important to understand, guys, unless you're using the TV to increase your self-development, increase your education, build your thinking, build your mindset, then you're wasting your life. How many funny shows can you watch? How many, Naked and Afraids can you go and watch? And guys, I'm not dogging these shows, but man, you gotta spend more time on your business because your competition is not watching TV. They're spending less time in the car, less time on the phone. They're being more efficient. They're working on weekends when y'all are out there partying. And a lot of you come to me and wonder why you're not being successful. It's because you're not using your time as efficiently as possible. So if you still say you don't have enough time and you're doing these, then you may just not have enough time. But if you're saying you don't have enough time and you're having time leaks because you're not using the phone correctly, the car correctly, and you're watching TV all the time and you're not willing to work on the weekends, guys, that is why you're not being more successful. These 3 little tips, if you get more efficient this year, will increase your net income. Guys, I hope you like this. I'm gonna talk about this more and more because I don't think I'm able to stress as much as I want to how much this is affecting your future and the lifestyle that you're having. These are time sucks, time killers, and your business is gonna grow, be stronger. It's gonna be more profitable if you get better at shaving off seconds. Guys, I appreciate you watching today's video. I'll see you on the next one. Have a good day.